Hey y'all, how you doing? It's Umi Genevieve, Laced in Space, Constellations on LSD. Thanks for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else and you decided to be here with me, so I truly appreciate that. Prayer service, you already know. Thank you for the sessions. Thank you for the the motivation, the interpretation, the suggestions to kind of be better, do better, see better. And I always appreciate that. It's much more than like, I wish I could show y'all, because I really appreciate this. And people who watch me closely know that I have a Saturn in the 6th house. So they already know that, when you have that Saturn energy being discipline, also restrictions and challenges, sitting in the 6th house of Virgo, which is, a very, purpose-oriented energy. I struggled with that. I struggled with figuring out what was the job for me. What was that, that career for me. My moon is in the 10th house. So for me to begin this kind of appreciation, this type of understanding, this type of push to do better, be better, I really appreciate it, and I love y'all for life for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So as you hear that Tupac in the background, because I'm about to talk about California today. These wildfires in the news is really getting crazy. Like, I'm really looking at these fires, I'm like, oh my God, like, is California okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is California all right? So I want to talk about California energy. Now, before I start, disclaimer. Yes, I know this land was here before American energy came and, took claim of it. But because I truly believe everything is more so, Pisces and Virgo energy, things will manifest if we put bodily consciousness into it. So because we operate on American terms, we operate more on American type of consciousness, I feel like the energy is more manifested and more dominant. That's why I'm working with more American dates. But as we go deeper into things and we start to dive into the actual dates and things like more energetically, esoterically, yes, things will get deeper, but numbers do count. Mercury, Virgo, more so a bodily conscious does count, and that's what really manifests with that Pisces. So I'm gonna go with American dates because that's what we're really doing. Until we work more so on the deeper depths of that energy, we're gonna more operate in American ways. Just my perspective. Sorry. So yes, I'm going to talk about California because those wildfires are really scary. I know people who's been watching the news. I'm really worried too. Like, I'm sorry, just moving. I'm really worried too because that's scary. So, California became an actual state September 9th, 1850. Now, think about it. When did Mars go retrograde? It went retrograde September 9th. So, these fires, I feel within the past couple days, have been very scary. Like, look at the news. Look for yourself after this video. And I just feel like within this year for 2020, California's gonna get a different energy with Mars, with fire, because what is Mars? Fatality, destruction, fire, aggression, things of sort, right? So with it going retrograde, it now becomes a more internal energy, a more repressed energy. So the fires are gonna burn deeper. And for it to go September 9th, and that's the day it went retrograde, and that's the day of California, I feel like there's going to be a big importance with these type of fires. And since we're in the Gemini North Node, it's a big push to really, really, really investigate and to really, really look at alternate perspective, concepts, beliefs. And also Gemini is short distance travel, so maybe it's time to move. People who's over there, maybe it's just the time to move, bro. Like, why keep going through this? Because that's a very, energy over there. Very huge energy over there. And with it being Mars, that means that there's something that wants to be destroyed there. And we're in the Gemini North Node, and a lot of things are coming up about Cali. About more so the entertainment, the secret societies, the very successful. So yeah. Like, we're in a Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto in Cap. So just Saturn being home means that there's debts being paid and there's things that needs to be kind of like rectified. Because Capricorn's all about that authoritative and making sure the job is done, career. So there's a sense of longevity so this can continue on. But it has to deal with Cancer. It has to fix up the house a little bit, come home. Because what's opposite of Capricorn? Cancer. Come home and clear up the things that's been happening in the household that's not good. That's not respectable. Because, Capricorn's the 10th house, how people see us, our sense of reputation. So, like, Gemini North Node, this is the energy for a lot of people to just move, bro. Get out of there. Get out of that whole Mars energy. Why? Because what? Also with that Mars being retrograded with California. But what also is happening with California? California has a Pluto, Uranus, and Saturn and Mars. It has a Scorpio moon. That's co-ruled by Mars and Pluto. There's a lot of energies going on there. Also, another thing I saw with this California energy is the fact that, you know, Mars goes retrograde every 2 years. So the last time Mars went retrograde was in 2018. So think about it. If you Google right now in California wildfires, 2018 was one of the deadliest years for that shit, yo. Word. This energy is very destructive. Another thing I wanted to add with it, you know, soulfully, right? California is a Leo North Node. And if you look at, if you're like, I'm so deep into celebrities, like I've always been into celebrities. I'm like, oh, fucking weirdo. All right, I'm just sharing that with y'all. TMI, right? Leo North Node. If you look at all, because it went around like, you know, from 98 to 2000, it's still people who are famous today. If you think about all the rappers, if you think about all the celebrities that happened within the late 90s to 2000, the millennium, they literally are still famous to this day. We're talking about the Britney Spears, we're talking about the Tupacs, we're talking about the freaking Lauryn Hills, we're talking about the freaking, you know, Bad Boy, the mecca of Bad Boy, P. Diddy's, you know, Jennifer Lopez is just really big. You know, remember Beyonce is a Leo, Cancer, North Node cusp, because some people see it at 29 degrees and some astrologers see it at 0 degrees. So still in that Leo North Node energy, just void. So she's the most famous person. She's been famous since like almost over 20 years ago. So that's the thing with California. It's a place, it's a Leo North Node. So it's an energy where people feel like they can find their identity. And I truly believe that. When you think about how people feel about California, they feel like if they go there, they're going to find out who they are. And I find that with everyone. Yes, New York has their thing too. But California is one of those places where people really feel like they're going to identify themselves. Even though they might go in a very, because what is Leo North Node's opposition? Aquarius South Node. Even if they're doing it very, and it's usually Aquarian, think about it. Unconventional, people go there and they're just more so like, they feel like this is a new Uranus. They're transforming their lives. They may do it in a way where they just end up there. They may do it in the way they feel like if they go there, they'll just figure it out, because you know Aquarius is experimentative. It's a very huge energy there where people feel like they will find themselves. But just be aware, because as a South Node Aquarius, you have to be able to withstand a lot of chaos, up and downs. And you're only going to do that if you resonate with self-identity. California is really Leo, and I really see that. And that's dope. You know, especially if you have Leo energies attached to you, and if you really identify with self-expression. But be aware it's a South Node in Aquarius. Don't go there with, you know, without a strong sense of who you are. Because South Node in Aquarius means there's a lot of things that you can get caught up in. Networks, people, because people are looking for their vibe, their tribe when they go there. Aquarian, South Node. But since it's a Leo North Node, you really got to stay, you know, identified with self. And I feel like a lot of people who go to California, especially if they're not originally from there, they're like, you know, you really have to go there with a focus and a dream, because you could get caught up in lifestyles, networks. So yes. And just also with a Scorpio moon, with a Pluto energy being there, there's a lot of dealings going on in that state. And, you know, of course, other cities, other neighboring cities have their own energies. But in the whole state, since it's doing with Virgo, since it was born in a Virgo energy, there needs to be some refinement going on. There may be a lot of Pisces. And it is homelessness, just more so drug use, just a lot of nightlife and a lot of 12th house. So a lot of, you know, hoods, violence, energy going on there. So there needs to be Virgo happening, because Virgo, it's a Virgo sun energy. There needs to be more set of standards. And when you go there, you need to go to California, especially if you're not from there, because remember, it identifies with Leo. You gotta originally be the sun, the energy birth here, and you stay there really because you identify so much with it. But if you're not from there, you really gotta be on your Virgo. You gotta go there with purpose. You gotta go there with a really strong skill set, so you don't get caught up in the lifestyles and caught up in the mix. But yes, I just really want to like, harness on that. Since it is a Leo North Node and we're going into Saturn and Aquarius, California's gonna go through a big thing within the next, 2.5 years because of that Saturn and Aquarius energy. So really be aware of seeing a change here and seeing more of, I guess, a community, like, grouping, a community. Like, there's going to be a lot of different energies coming into this state to kind of revive it and keep that Leo energy there, that star power, that center, and that identity focused energy. But really, since it's a Gemini North Node, it's really a big push for a lot of people to move everywhere, really. Geminis might feel that themselves closely, that they want to move, that they kind of want to expand their horizons. Sagittarius might feel that also, that they want to move or kind of gravitate towards a bigger or deeper understanding of maybe their social circles and just more of how they, of their mental concepts, mental perspective. So it's really a big time for that. Yes, 2020, Mars went retrograde. September 9th, California is a September 9th energy, and the fires are burning, baby. The fires are really burning. They said in 2018, that's the last time Mars went retrograde. It retrogrades every 2 years. So it said the wildfires made history that year with California. So we really gotta dive into that. Harness the energy, be smart. I'm a Virgo rising, and I'm a Virgo progress rising, and I'm really trying to do that with this part of my life, where I'm aware of the fact that yes, I can have all this Piscean energy, which is psychic energy. You kind of get this deep intuition, but if you're not aspecting it with Virgo, doing that axis, you kind of get yourself thrown off because your body is not in tune with the spirit, with the soul. So yes, if we're really gonna dive into health, because what is health houses? 6th house and 12th house, Virgo and Pisces. If we're really going to dive into that intuition, into that self-knowledge, that body knowledge, and that subconscious knowledge, because Jupiter aspects both. Let it be Pisces or Gemini, Mercury, let it be a Sagittarius. We got to get into really believing what we know and also physically working with what we know. So we could be in tune with this energy and we won't be, sidetracked or kind of like, bamboozled by what is going on. We don't want to stay in a Neptunian state. We can go there if we're looking for more of a soulful understanding. We have to access it with Virgo. So yes, if we're going to believe in astrology, if we're going to believe in this work, if we're going to believe in like the social consciousness, we got to get busy and we got to get in tune with this. We got to get our Virgo on. Meaning we got to really be picky, purpose, and just really in tune with what our body is, knows. Wants, needs to self-preserve. Physical health, subconscious health, 12th house. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, Leo North Node for California. I freaking love that. It's going to be famous forever, baby. It's going to be famous forever. That place is just a place where people feel like they identify with self. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all decided to be here with me. So I'll see y'all later. Umi Genevieve, Lace in Space, you already know.